costumes. Yes.
I'd actually like to know what some of the major differences you see between in the cultures that you see at each of the individual conventions, like how they're run, how the fans are,
Yes.
and well, how much you enjoy and see the differences and how they may have changed over the years.
Um, that's a great question, and I definitely see a lot of difference in the way the conventions are run. They're more laid back in some of the other countries. However, they put more emphasis on cosplayers. Some cons, like TNT in Mexico City, which draws 30,000 people, they will give cosplayers free entry. If you're a cosplayer, you come in costume when you buy your ticket, you get your badge for free. That's crazy, you know. But they also do not charge as much as we do here for badges. Like they don't charge $35 to $50 for the weekend. They charge maybe like $5 to $10 per day, though. So it's like in the end, it kind of, it's still cheaper. Like I mean, $5 a day, but you get the weekend for $15. Um, so because they charge less for the convention, more people will show up to them, and especially a lot of the cons, they're more geared toward local attendees. Hardly anybody really flies across the the country or drives across or takes the bus to go to a convention. They have regional cons that they can travel to within just a couple hours. Whereas here, I think like a lot of people do travel pretty far, comparatively, especially to the big ones, like Anime Expo, Otakon. So that's a big difference. But also how much the conventions value cosplayers and how much they'll use cosplay as a way to draw attendees. And their contests are always really big. They usually have cash prizes involved, and they don't really cap their entries. So a regular contest could have up to 150 entries as a big contest. I mean, they don't do craftsmanship judging, you know, but still having to sit there and judge 150 entries, some of them are skits, some of them are solo walk-ons, some of them are solo performances. I mean, it takes a long time. It's a huge event. It's very taxing too because often they don't have that many prizes to give out. They have like first, second, third, and then I have to beg for some honorable mentions. The other thing that I noticed, at least for South America, like Mexico and some of the other countries, Central South America, is that most people do not make their costumes because it's very cheap to hire a seamstress to make your costume for you. So literally 90% of them do not make their costume. And only now, very slowly, have cosplayers started taking commissions because the craftsmanship level is just what has been low there. But the cosplayers are very inventive, which makes up for it. It's like I don't begrudge them for not making their costumes if the contest is not craftsmanship based. If there's no craftsmanship judging, then you go out there and do it. But they definitely put together their props. They have to put together the wigs, and maybe because they don't have the stress of having to sew everything, they put a lot of effort into presentation. Like they very, very frequently will have entire backdrops that they either paint or have printed up because it's very, very cheap to print up giant banners in like Mexico. So, and then they will make big props, like they make a coffin that they can come out of for Rosen Maiden, or we watched a Edward Scissorhands guy who had like basically recreated parts of like the attic that he is in the movie, and then they even made like this whatchamacallit, Brian? What would you say the thing that
they had a screen, black screen, and
he
walked up a ladder.
Yeah, he was on a ladder.
And he was moving his hands, and there was a blower.
There was a blower hidden
shrubbery
behind, yes, and like stuff started flying up, And then when they pulled the curtain away, there was like an animal made out of
Hedges.
like a hedge animal, and he won Best in Show. It was like, okay, we're blown away, and his costume was perfect too. So, just stuff like that. I kind of wish that we would do here in the States. Oh yeah, they get to use pyrotechnics in their.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, they get to
Yes.
use light, steel, and fire on stage. So it's like just now they're starting, fire marshals in certain convention centers are starting to, say no. Because people have burned themselves, people have hurt themselves with the steel on stage. But it's very daunting when you're judging and they're like coming down a runway and they're like literally right here, like their foot is right here. And they have like this big katana and they're just going like this and it's real and you're just like, hiding under the table basically. But I think it's crazy, some of this stuff. But it's just not as big of a deal there, I think. So, I don't know. I definitely think there are some things that U.S. conventions could learn from, like, the cons in Mexico specifically. They just have so much enthusiasm, and the fans have a lot of enthusiasm as well, So, yes.
What are some of those things from the international conventions you'd like to see in U.S. cons?
Well, just what I said before about like how I wish they would maybe give cosplayers a little more. How do you say, like, more budget for the prizes, for example, like I just would like to see more cash prizes or more. Okay, here I'll tell you the biggest thing I would love to see, and this isn't an international thing, and I don't know if this will ever happen, but if there's any way I can help make it happen, that would be great. You know how Junior Anime Fest, they're sending us to Japan. World Cosplay Summit has been bringing cosplayers from all over the world together, but it's for a TV show. It's not really like cosplayers get to meet and interact with each other, and like it's not a cultural thing. It's for the ratings for the TV show. They come and they put on a performance, and they have the budget to fly people from all over the world to do the World Cosplay Summit, which is great in its own thing. It's a great opportunity for cosplayers here. But what I would really love to see is a sort of cosplayer exchange program that could potentially be worldwide, so that like bigger cons would, let cosplayers that win in their masquerade go to another country and be guests in that country, and then in return, that country will send their winners to the U.S. That's one thing that has never been done, I think. Like, the U.S. has not, except for maybe a couple Japanese idols, never really invited cosplayers, from all over the world. So, hopefully that's something that could happen, because I think it would be a fantastic opportunity for people from different cultures to learn about each other's cons and to really sort of share the love and share the wealth and knowledge that we all have. I don't know. It would take like definitely some open-minded cons. Like I could never go to Otakon or Anime Expo and say, hey, what do you guys think of that? They just wouldn't do it. But so yeah, I do wish they would realize how much cosplay can bring to a convention.
I have a question. Have you ever picked out a cosplay and then had to rethink it? Either because it just wasn't possible to do, or you got into the mechanics of it and it just didn't seem like it was going to work the way you wanted it to work?
I'll say that I've lost interest while making costumes, but not because I thought it was impossible to do. I admit I thought for